Let's be real, retirement accounts are confusing. That's why in this video, I'm going to explain the difference between two of the most talked about retirement accounts, the Roth IRA and the 401k, to help you understand which one is best for you. Understanding the difference between the two can help you to choose where you should be placing your money to reach your financial goals, and potentially save tens of thousands of dollars. If you're new here, my name is Mitchell and I'm an accountant, and I do my best to share helpful personal finance tips on this channel. Now, two things to note right at the beginning. One, the specific limits and ages mentioned in this video are applicable to the 2024 tax year, and if you're watching this in the future, this is likely to be different as these figures get adjusted over time. And two, if you're putting away any money in retirement accounts, whether it's a Roth IRA or a 401k, you're doing better than most and on the right track. With that being said, the best place to start is to talk about what retirement accounts even are and why you might consider putting your money into one. At a high level, both 401ks and Roth IRAs are part of the tax code that allow for certain tax advantages when you place your money in them. These tax advantages are where you can save thousands of dollars over the course of your life. The trade-off is that you can't withdraw your money out of them before reaching a certain age unless you take a monetary penalty. With that general understanding, let's dive into the specifics of the Roth IRA. This is a retirement account that allows you to contribute up to $7,000 per year if you are under the age of 50, with a catch-up contribution limit of an additional $1,000 if you are over 50 years old. Notably, these contributions are made with post-tax money. The great part about this is that you can withdraw the entire amount after you reach 59 and a half completely tax-free. This means that you can potentially get decades of growth and hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars worth of gains without paying any taxes. IRA stands for Individual Retirement Account, which means you as the individual can set one up with a brokerage such as Fidelity or Charles Schwab. And side note, once you transfer your money into the Roth IRA, you do have to pick your investments just like any other retirement account, or it will just sit there not growing. Now, let's get to talking about some of the benefits of using a Roth IRA. The first one is that, as I just mentioned, the money can be withdrawn completely tax-free at 59 and a half, which means you never have to worry about paying taxes on the money once you put it into the account. Another benefit of the Roth IRA is that you can withdraw any contributions you made to the account at any time with no penalty. You just have to leave the profits in. This is because you've already paid your taxes on these contributions. Now, as much as it would be nice if the Roth IRA was perfect, there are some downsides. The most important one to note is that if you try to withdraw the profits on the account prior to 59 and a half, you can only do so by paying a 10% early withdrawal penalty, unless it meets a small list of exceptions. I'll leave a link to an article with those exceptions below, but just know those are very specific cases. The next thing is that because you're making contributions with post-tax money, there is no tax deduction that can be claimed for these contributions. This may or may not be important to you, but we'll touch on this later. And third, there is the $7,000 contribution limit, which means if you wanted to contribute more, you're out of luck. And finally, bouncing off of that point, depending on your income level, you may not even be eligible for a Roth IRA. In the 2024 tax year, if you make between $146,000 and $161,000, then you are subject to what is known as a phase-out. If you are in this range, then your contribution will be lower than the $7,000 limit until it gradually gets down to a $0 limit at $161,000, at which point you won't be able to contribute at all. Now, contrasted with a traditional 401k, there are some stark differences. A 401k is an employer-sponsored retirement plan that you contribute to using pre-tax dollars. This means that at the time of contribution, you pay no taxes on the money. The amount you designate to contribute goes straight from your paycheck into the 401k without you touching it. The great part of this is that you have more money to invest than if you invested in a regular brokerage account with after-tax dollars. At the age of 59 and a half, you can withdraw the money and then you will pay the taxes on it. Something to note with a traditional 401k is that after the age of 73, you're required to take a certain amount each year, so eventually you will have to pay the taxes on it. And similar to what we did with the Roth IRA, here are the pros of putting your money in a 401k. The first plus is that a 401k has a $23,000 contribution limit in 2024, which is significantly higher than the limit on Roth IRAs. Secondly, you get to invest a larger amount of money. As an example, let's say you make $100,000 a year and decide to contribute $15,000 to your 401k. Because the $15,000 is not taxed, you save an additional $3,300 that you would have normally paid in taxes. This means you have an additional $3,300 to invest and hopefully grow your portfolio larger. Perhaps the biggest benefit of a 401k is that lots of employers offer a contribution match. Depending on the company, most match percentages are in the range of 3 to 6% of your salary. For example, if you make $100,000 and your employer offers a 100% match on up to 3% of your salary, and you max this match out, you will contribute $3,000, but will have $6,000 in your 401k. It's pretty much free money, so if you have it, you should be taking advantage of it. Now for the cons of a 401k. The first, like I mentioned earlier, is that you're required to take minimum distributions at 73. You can't keep letting the money grow because eventually Uncle Sam wants a cut of the money. Secondly, similar to a Roth IRA, if you withdraw your money earlier than 59.5, then you have to pay a 10% penalty as well as the ordinary income taxes that you avoided paying earlier. And finally, there are less investment options in a 401k. That is because each employer offers a different selection of funds, and typically you cannot invest in individual stocks. Depending on how you see this, it may not be a big deal. I personally don't like to choose individual stocks anyways when I invest, so to me it's not an issue. Now, when it comes to picking the best funds in your 401k, something to note is that different funds have different fees associated with them, so I usually look for the ones with low fees. Now that we understand the two accounts, let's break down scenarios where somebody might want to pick one over the other. The Roth IRA excels when you are in a low tax bracket and expect to be in a higher tax bracket when you retire. You pay the lower rate now and you don't have to worry about being taxed heavily in the future. On the other hand, and maybe it doesn't need to be said, but a Roth IRA would be less ideal if you are currently in a high tax bracket and expect that by the time you retire, you'll be making less money and in a lower tax bracket. Conversely, a traditional 401k is best if you're currently making more than you will when you retire. Take the tax deduction now and pay taxes later on when you are in the lower bracket. This is usually the most common scenario because typically when you retire, you stop working and bringing in an income, and thus would fall in a much lower tax bracket. Somebody who never plans on retiring and making lots of money even into their old age may be better off with a Roth IRA. There is some complexity to all of this because these scenarios are all built on the idea that tax rates will stay the same forever. However, history has shown that tax rates do change from time to time, and there is a possibility that down the road, tax rates are much higher and thus would make a Roth IRA more appealing than a 401k. I wouldn't worry about the what ifs too much, as nobody knows what will happen, but since there is some uncertainty, the best advice probably is to have a mix of both. What I personally plan on doing, which might not be best for everybody, is to prioritize contributing to a 401k up to the employer match. Since the employer match is basically free money, whether it's a 50% or 100% match, I plan on prioritizing it. After that, I would contribute to a Roth IRA up to the limit. Then, whatever amount of money I have remaining that I plan on contributing towards retirement, I would just go back to putting it in my 401k. Obviously, everybody's situation can be different, so you should look into your personal situation to figure out which is best for you. But I hope this has helped to clear up any confusion on the difference between the two. If talking about savings for retirement has you curious on what other ways you can be saving, please feel free to check out my other video on the 5 best ways to save over here. Thank you for watching.